Happy Sunday, everybody, and welcome to episode 33 of Origins. I am your host, Carlos Santin. And please hit like and subscribe, please, if you enjoyed today's video or any other videos that you will find on my channel, and I'll provide some links for you for those as well. Alrighty then, on to today's topic. Have you ever gotten something sort of stuck in your mind? Have you ever found yourself going over and over the same issue in your mind over and over again, and it won't go away, and there's no resolution to it? Do you find yourself dwelling on things? Are you going over the same thought and the same idea and the same feelings and the same past experience over and over again over a period of days and weeks and months? Are you stuck in a loop? Well, there's a word for that, and it is called ruminating. It's a verb, to ruminate. It's also known as dwelling on something or dwelling on the past. So to ruminate means to think about something deeply and for extended periods of time without, though, see, now this is different from contemplating something. It means to think about something or to have something on your mind for a long period of time with no resolution to it. And that's the key difference. When we ruminate, we do not find any completion or resolution to our thoughts. And when we're contemplating something, the difference is when we contemplate, it's usually the end result is we figure out what action to take or we come to some sort of a conclusion. And with ruminating, there is no such thing. It's sort of a loop, this negative feedback loop, where you just keep going over and over things in your mind without any completion or resolution. So originally it is a Latin word, ruminare, and it means to turn over in the mind. And there's also a more literal definition of it, more literally to chew the cud, the way a cow would, or any kind of large animal like that. And it dates back to the 1500s, coming from the Latin word ruminare. So let's talk now about why it is very unhealthy to ruminate. And so just so we're clear, ruminating is not the same thing as contemplating or reminiscing or thinking about the past. Ruminating is something else entirely. So let's break that down a little bit today. Let me start with an example for you. I play tennis once a week. Played a lot when I was younger, and then I stopped in my late 30s and throughout my 40s for a couple of different reasons. And then 2 years ago, I got back into playing tennis again once a week. And I managed, I'm managing slowly to get myself back into shape, improve my fitness, improve my tennis game, slowly but surely. It's been difficult. It's difficult at the age of 50 to become active again when you have gotten so out of shape like I did throughout my 40s. But that's where I'm at now with my tennis and my fitness. And here's what I know for sure. For me to play well, and I only play once a week, but for me to play well, I need to stay loose. My muscles need to be relaxed. My mind needs to be clear. My racket swings and my technique need to be natural and not forced or tense. In other words, in order for me to play well, I need to let go of everything, right? Physically and mentally, I need to learn to let go. So whatever happened that day or that week, whatever's going on in life, when I step out onto the court, if I want it to be a successful and an enjoyable experience and one where I'm improving, I need to let go. I need to put all that out of my mind, put it all behind me, and I need to sort of step out of it, and I need to let go. Now, here's what happens. I'm able to do this in practice when I'm hitting my warm-up serves. They're really strong. I'm hitting the ball hard. I feel nice and loose. I feel nice and relaxed. And then as soon as the match starts, I tense up a little bit, and it's just that extra little bit of tension that really ruins your game. It makes you, make unforced errors, and it really has a great impact on how you perform on the tennis court. I make mistakes I shouldn't. I get upset at myself. I lose my form, and it's almost as though I'm fighting my body and my mind, and I become the opponent rather than the person that I'm playing. And here is why tennis is a beautiful game, and here is why the beautiful game of tennis is such a great metaphor for life. Let's get into that now. And here's the analogy I'd like to make for you. Here's the metaphor for you. If you can't let go in life, you're always going to be tense. You'll always be fighting yourself. You will always be inside of your own head. There will always be a storm brewing inside of your own head, and you'll always be fighting yourself. So much so that there are even, I think, physical manifestations that can occur as a result. For example, backaches, upset stomachs, not being able to sleep, laziness and crankiness. So, certainly what goes on within our minds can have physical manifestations as well. And I think in extreme cases, even depression can result from not letting go of things that have happened in the past, of ruminating too much and too often, and not having an ability to let go. So not letting go is it's a rather unhealthy practice. Constantly ruminating is a rather unhealthy practice because there's no completion and there's no actual letting go. Right, so just to sort of make that analogy a little bit clearer for you, if I want to play well at tennis, I need to let go. I play guitar as well, and it's very much the same thing playing guitar. I need to get into a space, a mental space, and maybe even a physical space too, where I'm able just to let go and I'm able to relax, and whatever's bothering me and whatever is on my mind, I need to, put that aside and get away from that, and then just let go, and then just become involved with the instrument, start to connect to the instrument and to the music that you're making. And so playing tennis, playing guitar, any kind of pursuit or hobby or anything you want to think of, it is this ability to let go that allows us to be successful. And it's the same in life. It really is. These are simply analogies or metaphors that we can use for life, right? Tennis is a beautiful metaphor for life. You want to do well at tennis, you need to learn to let go. If you want to be happy in life, you need that ability to let go and to not ruminate. Reminiscing is nice because you're thinking about past events and, enjoying memories, good memories of things from your past. And that's what reminiscing is. Ruminating is almost the opposite of reminiscing. You're going over things in your mind. Why did I lose that job? Why didn't this relationship work out? Why did this happen to me? Why did this person say this or do this to me? Now, this is easier said than done, isn't it? Yeah, I know. It's easy for me to sit here and talk about it and say, listen, you need to learn to let go. But it's sometimes a hard thing for us to do. So let's talk about one thing we can do to get ourselves to stop ruminating and to learn to let go and to learn to move on. So here's one thing that you can do, and this will work. This will get you out of that ruminating phase, that ruminating funk, where you're stuck in a loop with no resolution or no completion. Ask yourself, what have I learned? And then go one step further, and don't just ask yourself. Actually, write down. Take your phone, take a pen and paper, and write down what you learned from that experience. And make in as much detail as possible, right? Make an actual list, a physical list. Here is what I have learned, from this experience. And what that allows you to do then is to stop ruminating and to begin to see that experience as a learning experience. You're making note of what you learned. And that is really one of the acts of completion that you need to break yourself out of that ruminating, negative feedback loop. Is to begin to look at it as a learning experience and begin to understand and to figure out and truly accept what it is you learned from that experience. And that begins the closure or the completion or the sense of completion. If you're able to determine and able to understand and accept the lessons that you learned from that experience. So we shouldn't forget our past. That's not healthy either. But we also shouldn't dwell on it, especially the negative things. And reminiscing is remembering the good stuff, the nice memories and the nice experiences. And ruminating is remembering the bad things without any kind of resolution to those thoughts. And when we don't let go and when we continue to ruminate, we simply become our own worst enemies. And I'm guilty of this as much as anybody is. Sometimes you get these ideas in your head and you can't let go of them, and it's not healthy, and you become your own worst enemy. Okay, so think about that this week. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that one tip will help you break out of that negative feedback loop, and you begin to see your past experiences as moments of learning, as learning experiences, and not experiences that are, not experiences that are going to ruin your life or ruin your future. What have I learned? Make a list. Be conscious. Be aware of the things that you have learned from your past. Enjoy your good past memories. Let go of the negative ones, and work on that. Like anything else, like becoming a good tennis player, a good guitar player, it's practice, right? And that's all it is, really. You don't give up. You keep trying. You keep practicing. You keep working on it. You keep making note of the things that you have learned from your life experiences, and we don't ruminate on them. We don't think about them and just go over them over and over in our minds without any resolution. So ruminating is unhealthy. It is a Latin word, and let's be more mindful of that. Let's be aware of that. Okay. So thank you for watching episode 33. Have a great week, everybody. We will see you next week. Take care. Bye.